Hello, hello, hello. This is Donna Reiners, in the know with Peter No, but today it's in the know with Donna Reiners. And today is September the 6th, I believe. And welcome everyone. And it's an honor to be here on behalf of Peter. He and I share different things, but hey, it takes a village, right? I will admit, though, when I was a kid, anybody in the village could spank your behind. But I know we're in a whole different season of the world now. I get that. Welcome from New York and Arizona, Texas, Florida, Kentucky, Maine, Colorado, Kansas, Indiana. Texas is in the house for sure. Switzerland. Wow. What time is it in Switzerland? Welcome everyone. Alaska, oh my goodness. Well, we're just the opposite of y'all. We're the 110. Wow. Well, blessings. Okay, well, I have a few things on my heart, things I thought I'd share with y'all. And thank you, Heidi, for helping today. I appreciate it. It's a blessing. We are 8 days from rank promotion recognition with regards to corporate and walking the stage. If y'all are going to conference, the global conference with Lifewave Corporate, put that in the chat. Love to know. I'm going, and I'm looking forward to going. And then I would like to know, now this, while y'all are looking at this, I'm going to keep moving, but I would like to know if anyone here wants to become a manager, if you aren't yet. Is anyone working toward director? Is anyone working towards senior director? Awesome. Close to manager. Great. You are a director, you're working toward director. And then so on. Senior director. Anyone working toward, oh, good. Congratulations, Andrea. Congratulations, going director this week. Awesome. Manager, awesome. Working towards senior director. Excellent. Good. Oh, wonderful. Working on directors. Yay. Manager toward director. Yes. Good. And then is anyone working toward executive director? Almost executive. Excellent. Wow. Go, Karen. Every one of us. Listen, we all started out the same. Is anyone working toward presidential? And we were all are, right? And if there are any presidentials, anyone here working toward who wants to, it feels like it's feasible that they make SPD by the 15th. So that's the scoop, y'all. So if you're going to conference, a global conference, and you want to promote, I just want to say it's possible. I'm in a place where it's really not possible for me to make it because it's so huge, unless I had some miraculous people that just threw people on. That might be possible. But I'm the old-fashioned way. I'm just working toward it every day, right? Me too, Barbs. Me too. I will get to SPD one day, right? But in the meantime, guess what happens in the meantime? In the meantime, we focus on the income, and we focus on upline, and we focus on downline. So what does that look like? So this is the thing I've been training the people in my organization that want to grow and want to move forward is we're not just paying attention to downline, but we're also paying attention to upline. Why? Because we all impact one another up and down. So I know that when, let's say you're in a position where you have two directors and one of the directors is not strong enough where they remain director all month long, right? That happens. Well, then that means you come out of your position for that time because you have to have two directors in order for you to meet the qualifications of that rank along with the points. And so when you are working with a team and you're aware, hey, the person in front of me, the person that enrolled me, you know, they're working toward SPD or they're working toward PD or whatever. And here you are, you're working toward director, or you're working toward executive director, or what have you. You're aware that the people that hold your structure impacts you, and you're aware that your structure impacts the person you enroll. And if you'll look at that, not from a, oh my gosh, I gotta hurry, oh my God, I can't, not that, but hey, oh, this impacts the people that I'm enrolled under. It matters. My position matters. If you'll look at where you're as a manager, every single person that in your organization, those 4 or those 6 or those 8 or those 20 or whatever, each one of those matters to you, and each one of them matter to the person who enrolled you. And somewhere up the line, the person who's taprooting down, that's looking for that one person who's building, it's going to matter to them too, if they're a pioneer and they're looking down the road and not just to just their little organization, but they're looking down the line, even to those that don't belong to them personally. Why? Because those people's income impact them as well. Now, there are some that are very, very territorial, and they don't want you in their organization. And you just have to work in that or around that or what have you. Sometimes you can't change it. And, you know, is it valid sometimes? I don't even know. I don't even know at this point, because one thing I love, my husband is so smart. He's like, Donna, it's called work. Even in this business called network marketing, there's a part where we get paid. Well, you get paid because you work, but you also get paid because somebody else works. And you get paid if somebody else works here, up here, and you get paid because somebody else works down here. So I have someone who is a director, and she's building both sides like we all are. And she said to me one day, she was, you know, I threw them on this other side, so it'll help you. And I thought, wow. I thought, here I am, a PD. She's a director, but she's thinking, hey, I want to help you. I want to encourage you in your journey. If you will treat your upline that they're valuable, and your downline that they're valuable, as if you're all one, and you know you impact one another, that will help you with intention draw in people that also want to be like manner. They want to put people on that same side to help you, and want to put people on that other side to help you. I have someone also recently who shared with me, well, you know, I'm just working my business. I'm working my business. And this person was very, very close to any input, to any idea that anyone's involved in their business except for them. So they're at the top of their business, but nobody else is at there. They're there by themselves. They're going to grow very, very slow, which is fine if that's what they want to do, but they've missed the vision. The vision is one of those legs goes all the way up the line. And there are people here that are throwing fish all the time. They're helping them, but that person's not acknowledging the help they're getting. They're only acknowledging what they're doing with their people. So they've missed the big picture. So I want to encourage you to open your heart to seeing the big picture, because when you see the big picture, it can help you function in the big picture and have bigger vision, so that a year down the road, you're farther down the road. Does that mean you're going to be a certain rank? I don't know. Early on, I felt like my heart said, you know what, just pay attention to the income. I thought, pay attention to the income. Isn't that little narrow-minded? It's like, nope, because the more money you make, the more people you reach. And so in this company, that's how this works, right? And so as I concentrated on the income, meaning I concentrated, this is what that means. That means you're concentrating on helping other people cycle. You know, it takes, let's talk about cycling. It takes intention to help the people that are working with you cycle. And that means if you have, let's say, this person over here, and they want to grow, what do you need to do? You need to let them know from the get-go, okay, let's see who's on your left and let's see who's on your right. How many points are on your left and right now? And you look at, okay, you need this many more points to cycle on your right and this many more points to cycle on your left. That means you have to enroll 2 golds here or 1 platinum here and 1 silver or 3. So if you give people a picture of what they need to do, the steps they need to take in the Monday through Sunday, which is their work week. Look, our work week is Monday through Sunday. So if you'll get a picture of what the people who want to build, some people don't want to build. Some people don't want to build. They don't want to build with you. They don't want to build with anybody but themselves. And if that's the case, you know, you can attempt to help, but if they don't want help, you just keep moving. And you find somebody that does want to build with you. You find somebody who wants to see the big picture, that wants to run with you or run past you. There's someone that enrolled. And finally, I realized, oh my gosh, I did ask for someone better than me. Not that I'm all that. I'm just saying someone you want to, what is it we keep saying? You find someone that's like you or better than you, meaning they have bigger vision than you, they are stronger than you, maybe they have a bigger network than you, maybe they want it more than you, or maybe they just have a different way of running or a different intention than you. But whatever that intention is, they're able to move. And at one point I stopped and said, you know what can I just do to help you? How can I put fuel on your fire to help you? So I can just say, hi, see ya. Okay, don't hit that pothole, so they can just keep running. Because you want someone to run past you. You want to encourage them to run. And listen, if you're not running and you don't have the courage to run, or you don't have the energy to run, then how about you make a way to help someone on your team run? If you're not in a place where you can run, then how about you be encouragement for someone else? Because if you sit down and if you shut down and if you give up on you, then that's up to you. But if you have taken on an organization, if you've taken on to lead an organization, if you've taken on to enroll people, and all of a sudden you say, you know what, I'm out. I'm really tired. I don't really want to do this anymore. I'm good. Well, then what's going to happen? Either A, the people with you are going to just flounder out because you don't give a flip anymore. Or there's going to be somebody on there that gets frustrated. And then they're going to not just badmouth you, but badmouth in their heart. Wow, what's wrong with me that you don't want to help me? What's wrong with me that you don't want to work with me? What am I not good enough? They're going to go through all sorts of things inside of them that you basically have left them. They may not know that you're exhausted. They may not know that you had tragedy. They may not know that you're devastated. Listen, this is for the grown-ups. I'm talking to the grown-ups in the room. And if you've been through some things, then you know what I'm saying, you know. I mean, when you have been through some real things and you've been through real pain, you know that even in the midst of your pain, you got to stand up, you got to put your panties on, you got to keep moving. Because nobody can move for you. Except in this organization, people can move as you if you give them access to help you along the way. That's the beauty of our organization. We really, truly can help one another move forward when we don't have the energy to do it. So that being said, on the other hand, if you're someone who just doesn't want to ask for help, I implore you to ask for help. And if the person that enrolled you isn't at a place where they can help you, maybe they don't have the goods to help you. Maybe they made rank, but maybe they don't have the skill set that you need for what you're doing. Then keep moving until you find someone who's able to work with you to help you with the vision you have so you can move forward, because you cannot give up just because the people around you give up. You've got to find your own why. Now, there's lots of reasons for why. There's, I want to make money. Listen, there is nothing unnoble about making money. Anybody who puts, well, I don't care about money. Well, then they're probably not developed in that area, because money is what we need to help humanity. Money is what we need to feed the poor. Money is what we need to have a business. Money is what we need to feed our families. Money is what we need to pay our bills. And yes, we trust in our faith and we trust in our God, absolutely. But in that place, we're the ones doing the work, and it's that strength inside of that rises up to do the work, but we're still having to do something. It's not striving. It's tapping in and listening, getting a vision, and not letting go in the midst of what sucks, in the midst of 100 no's, in the midst of 1,000 no's. You're still waiting for a yes. You're still waiting for that yes. And if you're committed to the vision you have, then you have to keep moving no matter what. So that means you find that place inside of you that doesn't see it as work, even though we know it's work, but you have to find a place inside of you where you're enjoying it. If you're not enjoying it, then you might want to stop and ask yourself, why are you in this kind of business? This is a people business. It is. Now, if you don't like people, that's okay. Because if you still need to earn a living and you think that this is what you're supposed to do, then you keep rocking. You know why? Because you're going to reach people that I'll never reach, because I do love people. But there are going to be some people you're going to reach and you're going to help them with their health regardless, you see? So whatever your motivation is, whatever your why is, find your why, and then be prepared for your why to change. You know, it isn't just one why for the next 100 years. I've had multiple whys since I started. And some of those whys disappeared because of disappointment, or because I changed my mind. I said, you know what? I don't even want that anymore. I'm done with that. And then it's like, well, what's my new why? Well, this is my new why. Oh, that's a good why. And then you move on to the next why. And you might have another why in a week, or you might have another why in a year. And that's okay. But find your why that's good for you. And now listen, this is the other thing. Find your why for your team. Find your why for the lady that's sitting on your left side doing nothing, but yet she's expressed to you numerous times that she really likes people and she wants to share it. You don't call and say, hey, Clarice, what the heck's your why, man? Because I want to get your butt moving. You probably don't say that, but you could maybe call and check on her because you really do give a care. Find the give a care inside you. And when you find that give a care, start calling her, make an appointment with her. Maybe make a 15 to 30-minute appointment once a week and say, hey, how are you doing? I'm just checking in on you. And eventually, maybe she'll share with her why. Maybe she'll feel comfortable enough with you to share referrals with you so that she could start enrolling people. Maybe she's just not confident. Maybe she's in a bad mood. Maybe somebody just passed away. Maybe she's got a sickness she hadn't told anybody and she's embarrassed. There are numerous reasons why people don't know what to do or they're cloudy. Have mercy on people. Meet them where they are. That doesn't mean you drag them. It doesn't mean after the 10th conversation where they said, heck no, see you later, that you continue. But it does mean that inside of you, you don't harden your heart and you stay open to connecting with the next person and the next person and the next person. So I asked earlier, who is wanting to rank? Who wants to walk at conference? And if you're not going to go to conference, that doesn't mean you can't have a private walk in your own living room, people. Listen, you're going to have to celebrate yourself. You need to celebrate you. You really do. You cannot just, you can't just celebrate when you are seen by the world. You need to celebrate you every time you look at yourself in the mirror. You need to celebrate your life, your existence, and the life and existence of the people around you. And the more thankful you are, the more you'll attract people that are going to be more loving and kind and want the same thing that you want. Does that make sense? And so if you want to rank, I want to talk about ranking. Okay. I love it. Let's start with a personal pep rally. You go, girl. I think that's amazing. Yes. Practice celebrating you. Oh, amen to that. Wow. You were able to jump on board at the diamond level in spite of the excellent, Ken. Not everybody gets to do that. That is amazing. And apparently that has worked out for you. Yes, work with your people. Yes. And you know what? That's funny. Yes, small thinking when you're just thinking about you. But interesting, sometimes that person's small thinking is big for them. It may not be big for you, but maybe it's big for them. Maybe that's the biggest they've ever thought. And now you get to be the person to help open up the top of their house to let some more in. You just never know. And listen, if you're not equipped to do it, find somebody who is. Because even if you're not connected, if they're making money and you're connected, well, then you're making money because you're connected, even if you're not working with them. So figure out a way to support and encourage the people that you know are connected, even if you're not the one who does it. Does that make sense? Okay, but I don't want to forget to do this. So manager, director, senior director, executive director, PD, SPD. Let's look at where you're at. And you're the only one who can do it. You're the only one who knows. Yeah, it would be tough before the 15th. I have someone else wanting to go senior director before the 15th. But guess what? She's going to go for it and see what happens. What the heck? Okay. What the heck, Diane? What the heck, Diane? Why not? You just never know. You set the intention and you rock it out. And if you don't make it, it doesn't mean you failed. It means you had fun rocking it out and seeing if you can do it. And if you don't do it, that's okay. I know the first time I tried, I didn't make it. I didn't. And the second time, I don't know if I made the second, but eventually I made it, because eventually you're going to make it. And you're going to walk regardless. Okay, so I want to look at this real practical application, just because that is the way I am. Y'all know my practicality stuff. I want to show one thing, the simplicity, okay? The simplicity of how to move forward. I want you to look at yourself and tell me where you are. Listen, if you are not a manager yet, someone said you weren't a manager yet. Okay. I want you to take this. I want you to write down. And if you don't have this, I want you to get your own paper, and write the circles down, put their names in it. And I want you to say, okay, where are you? Put your name right here where it says manager. I want you to write who's on your bottom, your top left and your top right. And then who else is on your other left and your other right. I want you to go into your office today, even while we're talking, if you want to, at the same time, and see, are they all active? Are the 3 that are all active? You have 1 more to make manager. Hey, let's do what you can to get another person enrolled. And then I want you to look and see when the people that are there are they going to be active next month? Make sure they're all on monthly shipment. If they're not on a monthly shipment, you want to call them and say, hey, are you going to be doing your monthly shipment next month? I mean, come on, let's be practical, guys. And then after manager, there's someone who wants to make the director. Well, how is the director? You need to have 3 personally enrolled on both sides that are active, silvers or above. And you need to have a manager on both sides, active, that have gold and that have 110 personal volume. And you also, of course, have 110 personal volume. And what you want to do is you want to help them get to manager. How do you do that? You call them on the phone. Hey, are you interested in paying for your patches? Hey, are you interested in earning a couple $100? Hey, do you know anybody in your neighborhood that has got some things going on that they might need some help with their well-being? Hey, I noticed on this other side, you got this person who's you got 3 people, but you got 1 person that you still need 1 person. How can I help you with that? Just, if you might not even be the one to really help them, but if you call them and encourage them, maybe that'll light a fire underneath them for them to have the incentive to move forward. Right. And also, if you have the finances, you might even say, hey, listen, if you make manager in the next 2 weeks, I'm going to give you XYZ. I know you might call that bribery. I call that the reward system. I call that the, I'm going to write that off on my taxes system, because that was an incentive, your personal incentive that is tax writability off. You get my point. And so You want to do what you know to do to get where you need to be. Why? Because while you're helping you get where you need to be, you're helping other people get where they need to be. Now, if you only make it about you, then you will end up being self-minded and you'll get driven and you'll drive over people. But if you make it about the people you're trying to help and let them know, listen, I'm going to be very assertive with you. You're not just going to be, oh, I was just curious. Would you like to make manager? You're not going to do that. You're going to let them know, hey, listen, I love helping people and I'm earning a living doing this. And this is what I want to do for the next few years at least. Would you like to run with me on that? Because I would love to have you as my next manager. And talk to them about, have a real conversation, because you might be giving them a lot of effort and they may not give a care. You want to find somebody who gives a care. So go down the line and find somebody, and there might be somebody who's golden for you. You just don't know until you find out. And then let's keep moving forward. What next? Senior director. Now you're right. This one is tough, Miss Diane. Or is executive? No, it's executive, whichever. It's all hard. The senior director really, to me, is the most difficult, right? Because the structure. Now, the executive director, it's difficult because of the points and if you can't maintain the structure. But if you are enrolling left and right, regardless, if you're just literally enrolling anything that moves and you're getting those points going in your personal organization and you're getting your people going, then you're going to have that 10,000. You need 10,000 points and 2 directors to be senior director. And once you do that diamond business, you have 14 weeks to do it. Now, after that, of course, you make it whenever and however. But if you're in a challenge to yourself to make it in a certain amount of time, like you have 8 days now to make senior director, then it's going to require the points and it's going to require the structure. And so I encourage you to go into your back office, look and see who is in these spots. Who's in them? Go into your director and then go into their managers and go into see who is where and who is what, and make sure they're going to be stable for you the next month. Get in there and play with it and see what's happening and see if there's anyone else who wants to grow. There might be somebody else who also wants to grow. You won't know unless you ask. And you know what? You might meet a brick wall. If you meet a brick wall, it might just be because they're discouraged or depressed about something else. It may not have anything to do with you, y'all. So don't take any of it personal. What is it Craig says? Let it be like water off a duck's back. Just shake it off and keep moving. What's that song? Shake it up, baby, now. Sorry, that's Twist and Shout. Anyway, you get my point. So just keep moving. And then there was someone also, executive director is not on here. That's how special you are. Executive director is not even in the 90-day to senior director. So that means you need volume, honey. It's all about the volume. But you know where your volume is going to come is by getting people binary qualified and then getting people to manager. Now, listen, I started doing something last year, and y'all may think it's silly, but I celebrate when someone gets binary qualified. I make a big meme and everything. I'm like, binary qualified. Woo! Why? Because that might have been the most courageous thing they've done in a long time, even getting somebody to enroll. They might have done that shaking. You just don't know. You don't know what's happening on the inside of people. And that celebration helps them move forward to get more people that want to come in and use the patches and be consumers. And listen, don't poo-poo on the consumers. The consumers are your bread and butter. Now, I know we're looking for builders and the builders are the meat. I get that. But that bread and butter and, the salad and the appetizers, all that we're eating on the way to get somebody who wants to, chew on the meat and get the nutrient and all that, we think, oh yeah, I got a builder. Hey, those consumers, 3 consumers at 110 volume, that's a cycling on one side. So celebrate. I just encourage you to pick up. It may sound crazy, but I celebrate even the binary qualified. I create them a whole little dilly bob. And I have fun doing it because I think it's fun. And they feel encouraged and they feel recognized. And people that need to be recognized not because they're full of ego. Sometimes people are full of lack of ego, y'all. Do you know some people don't feel like they even deserve to be looked at or thought about or encouraged in any way, shape, or form? That's just as dangerous as a person who says, I got to be out there so the world can see me because I need to look like I'm somebody to be somebody. They both need a proper celebration. And that's what we're here to do, to properly celebrate one another. Okay. Awesome. So listen, those are my thoughts with ranking. Find out where you are. Look at that today. Take the time, take 30 minutes to an hour to really look at it and give it a go. I mean, just give it a go. Why not? Why not? And why not you? And if you're thinking, well, there's no way, well, what if there is a way? You're not going to know unless you try. So I say, give it a shot. Okay. So also the thoughts that came was, I was talking to someone earlier today and she said, sometimes you just need to restart yourself. I thought, that's really good. My question is, do you need to restart you? We're already in September, October, November, December. Yes, I used my fingers to count. So we have 4 more 30 days to go by before we hit 2024. What can you do in the next 120 days? What can those people that you're attached to accomplish? Who do you know in your organization needs encouraged? If you're only calling your people to get them to sell, you might be missing what motivates them. What if what motivates the people that you want to sell is just you calling to see how they're doing? Maybe you need to ask about their brother or their sister or their mom or their dad or their grandma or their grandpa, or ask about them. It might be a simple encouragement that gets them to thinking about enrolling people again. Also, if you need to restart you might think about who else needs to be restarted with you. Maybe you grab the hand of somebody and say, you know what? How would you like, I just need to start over. And you might be a PD, you might be a SD, you might be a no D, it doesn't matter. Sometimes restarting is what you need. And maybe you need the hand of a friend to do it with you. And you might be completely different from each other, but maybe if you look at each other's differences as a gift to yourself versus a stress, and look at it completely differently than the way you are looking at it, maybe you'll be able to move forward in a way you've never moved forward before because you're receiving something that's different than what you're used to. It's kind of like, you go chew on the meat and you spit up the bones. So what if you need to chew on a different kind of meat? What if, you've never had bison and the thought of eating one of those things with those ugly things, it makes you go, ugh. Well, what if that bison has some great nutrient for you and you just don't know until you take a bite? There might be somebody in your organization that could encourage you greatly. So maybe spend a day pondering and see if it's there, and give them a call and ask them, hey, would you like to spend a couple of days running the roads with me on the phone or calling an organization together and just see? And if they say no, keep moving. Go to the next one. Don't take it personal. Also, duplication. In order for you to rank, in order for you to earn greater income, you have to duplicate. What do you need to duplicate? Listen, the duplication is all about cycling. You need to cycle. You need to cycle 6 times in a Monday through Sunday. If you're not cycling 6 times, then you need to start with cycling at least once every week, twice, 3 times. You need to pay attention to your numbers. Do y'all know what numbers to pay attention to in order to cycle? You need to pay attention to that left and right volume on your home all the way over to the right. And you need to look at that, and you need to go under commissions and click on commissions, see how many times you're cycling. If you've got $50 in there, you've cycled once. If you've got $100 there, you've cycled twice. You got 150, you've cycled 3 times, and so on and so on and so on. You need to start cycling. And this is the other thing. If you are serious about income and you're serious about helping other people with their income and help people with their health, then you find somebody that's enrolled with you a personal enrollment who also wants to cycle, and you help them cycle. Go into them and say to them, okay, like I said earlier, you need this many points and this many points, and you're going to cycle this time. Listen, that $150 might keep somebody and give them the ability to pay their electricity bill. We do not despise any income that comes into our pocketbook. I celebrate every single $50. I'm like, yes, I made $50 more. I still go to volume and I still do the dividing by 660. Ooh, I divide this many and I've got this many. And on Sundays, I look to see, okay, where am I missing? 2 weeks ago, I noticed I needed 600. I needed to cycle, let's see, I'm not good at math. Anyway, 6 more times in order to have the fullness of the compensation plan. I'm like, dang, I missed out on what is that? Is that $600 or $300, whatever it was? I was 6 cycles away from the fullness of the compensation. You can do the same thing. Look and see where you are with your numbers, and then say, okay, I need 1 more here and I need 1 more here, and set your intention. Okay, I need 1 more here to make it, and just add it up. Like I'm telling you, add up 660 times 2. Okay, that's whatever that is, 13, 14, whatever. And then look up the 330 in here. Okay, I've got it here. Now I need this here, and really go for it with intention, y'all. Don't just see if the numbers are going to work out by Sunday. By Wednesday, you need to be planning. Okay, listen, I got this many in here right now. And then this is what else you do. Then you go into your organization, you see who does somebody else's monthly shipment come up that week? And then you know those points are coming up the tree in 3 days, right? Go down and see, when is the shipment coming up? You can go into somebody else's personal volume, y'all. On that side, you can click on orders and you can see if their orders may be coming in that week. And then you'll know how many points are coming up. There are ways for you to see if you're going to be cycling, how many you're going to be cycling by the end of the week. It just takes intention. It takes some digging around. It takes some figuring it out. But at the end of the day, it's all about enrollments. So the more enrollments you make each week, the more enrollments the next month you have. You know, because we said on 5 days previous, the more enrollments you have the next month during that week. And then you're thinking ahead. And so when you restart, do it with intention. Really look at your numbers. Look at your people who are enrolled with you. Find one person who wants to run with you on the left. Find one person who wants to run with you on the right. And listen, there might be a person you're running with that isn't even personally enrolled by you, but they're personally enrolled by somebody you personally enrolled. And maybe you can all work together and you can help. And sometimes your help is limited. I have one person, she just wants to do everything herself. I'm like, okay, well, you rock on. I hope that works out for you. It's not working out for her, but until she wakes up and sees that, I just keep moving. But then I have someone else, you know, it's like, okay, what now? And we're working together. I have someone else, she's okay, I've cycled 4 times. I'm like, yes. And she's being consistent. Okie doke. The duplication part. The only way to duplicate, the way to see if you're duplicating is if you're cycling. If you're not cycling, you're not duplicating. Duplicating is more than just the system. It's the calling people, it's the following up with people, it's the following through with people. It's like Marcy talks about, the courage to pick up the phone and call somebody that you're just scared to do. You're just scared to do it. Or maybe you're just nervous they're going to say no. Or you think you're going to make a fool of yourself, you know, which some of us think that most of the time and just don't worry about it. And we just keep moving. But there are others that have a little bit more self-respect and they don't want to do that. So remember, we've got peaking. We've got all the new scripts. Have you seen the new scripts that Marcy has? Has everyone seen the scripts that Marcy has? I'm going to put the script. I'm going to put that in here so you can copy and paste it because I've got it up. Listen, these are great scripts, y'all. And you can take them and you can tweak them to be what you need it to be. It doesn't have to be exactly what's said, but it helps when you already have something in writing for yourself, doesn't it? Hold on just a second. Oh, I could have asked Heidi. Man, she's the bomb, but I already had it queued, so we're good. Okay. All right. Oh, good. Let's see what's happening. I'm teaching my downline to call their partners 5 days before their subscription ships to see if they can get a better deal by upgrading. Excellent. Love that. Love that, love that, love that. Very good idea. Love that. Power what makes a cycle, volume or folks on your legs. Okay, so a cycle is 660 points on one side and 330 points on the other side. That happens at one time, and you get a $50 bonus. So that's where it says LV and RV, which is the bottom of the top right at the top. LV, RV. And I actually, let me see if I can bring that up and I'll show you. Just 1 second, please. If I have my account still up and if it's not logged me out. I will show you that real fast. Okay. Zoom, share, dashboard. Okay, here you go. I can't see it now, but I think it was Norma. Is that correct? Someone asked this question. So here's my total LV. Here's my total RV. They're almost neck and neck. But to take the full benefits of the compensation, you need to have one of those to be literally twice the other. So I'm looking at that one going, doggone it. I got no, I mean, that's just not cool. So this is what I do, because I'm not good at math. I never was. God help my daddy, who's passed away by now. But he's like, oh my goodness, I drove him crazy because he was just stinking smart. He could do it all in his head. It was crazy. I take the 130.87 point divided by, that's the larger number, and you divide it by 660. That's 19 times. Somebody remember 19 for me, so I don't have to think about it. Here, I'll write it down. That's 19 on my big side. Okay, now 10,180 divided by 330, that is 30 times. Dang, y'all. So what's that mean? That means I need a lot more happening on my right or my left side. By Sunday, I need one of those numbers to be as half more as possible as the other. Now I know what's happening with that. I know what'll be happening by Friday, by Sunday, because I've been watching my trending. I'm seeing what's happening. If you want to know what your trending is, you go into volume and you can see your basically global volume sales or whatever. And you can see where you're going up or you're going down. And it's very, very helpful if you're looking at long-term income, long-term finances. So this means 30 times 50 is $1,500. But what's 19? 19 times 50. I know this sounds like, I don't know what I'm doing, y'all, but this is how I do it. So I know there's somebody else that does it like this, and they just don't want to admit it because they just want to, you know, it's like, oh yeah, I know how to do that. That's only 950. So I'm cycling 19 times on one side and 30 on the other side. I need, did I do that right? Hold on. Oh, I think I did just the opposite. Anyway, I hope you get my point. My point is, thank you, Heidi. Fix it. I see you getting your little number out. Please fix me. I told you I wasn't good at math. See, Peter does all this in his brain, but some of us can't do that. Because it's 660 on one side and 330 on the other side. One of the sides has to be double the other in order for you to have the full weight of the compensation. So right now I'm cycling 30 times on my smaller side. But what I need is I need the side where I'm cycling 19 times. Guess what I need? I need to cycle 11 more times on that side in order to get the fullness of the compensation plan. Now, how's that going to happen? Would I love to enroll a whole bunch of golds on that side? Sure, I would. But guess what? this is only Wednesday. By Sunday, I'm already going to have monthly shipments going up. By the end of the day, my shipments, these points will completely change by the end of the day anyway. So you need to start paying attention to your daily numbers so you know where you're at compensation wise, so that by the end of Sunday, you can cycle, even if you're starting with just one time, because you're not going to get to the 15 until you have the 1, and then you have the 2, and then you have the 3, and so on. Never despise the small beginnings, because we all begin the same. We all began with 1 silver or 1 bronze. Shoot, I put everybody on one side because I didn't realize that you had to have the other points. I just knew, oh, this and this. So I'm putting everybody on one side. I didn't make manager because I didn't have anybody on the other side, because I didn't realize you're supposed to do that in the beginning. So, there's some mistakes we make and we don't know. So now I'm all about, okay, now let's not make the mistakes that I made, please, because it cost me money. And now that I get it, okay. Does that make sense? Do I need to stop this? Does somebody have a question on that? Let me see. People ask what it means to be binary qualified. Awesome. Okay, yes. What does it mean to be binary qualified? Well, let's go back to that. Hold on one second. Let me show you. Binary qualified. So that means folks here that have not yet enrolled anyone, or you have not yet, you haven't enrolled anybody if you don't know what binary qualified is. So let me just show you. Back to the Zoom. Back to share. Okay, I want you to ignore. Hold on, I'll get out that way. Okay, I want you to ignore where this says manager. Whoever asked that, and those that asked, and then Jen said, hey, people want to know. Ignore where this says manager, okay? Right here, where this silver is or above, and this silver is or above, I want you need to enroll 1 person on your bottom left and 1 person on your bottom right, and that makes you binary qualified. I don't care if you have 150,000 points on one side, you still have to have 1 person on your bottom left and 1 person on your bottom right, personally sponsored by you, in order for you to be binary qualified. That's your beginning with every single solitary person. I don't start with becoming a manager. I start with, let's get you binary qualified. Well, what's that? We just need to enroll 1 person to your left and 1 person to your right and keep them active. Oh, I think I can do that. I'm like, awesome. If you can hear everybody say, I can do that, then you know you've got something that's duplicatable. If they can do it, then they can show somebody else how to do it. So maybe the first time you help them enroll that person to the far left and the far right on a Zoom, so that they don't push those little plus buttons and build somebody else's organization, right? Because God knows we've all had that. Some of us have had that happen. But instead, you show them how to do one, and then you show them how to do the other, and then you do it again until they get it. And then they're going to enroll other people. Maybe this is something else I've done. I have taken someone through enrolling them on their Zoom, enrolling them. I'm enrolling them on Zoom. I'm recording it for them. Then I send it to them. And along the way, I'm teaching them, okay, we don't hit this. We don't hit this. We go here. We go to the organization. We click binary. We click the binary tweet. We hit the binary tweet. And then we hit bottom left or bottom right. And then you have got someone who knows how to enroll someone, instead of just going to the app and clicking enroll, and then they land wherever they want to land. You want to place your people where you want them so that it benefits you, and also so it benefits your organization. Listen, there's sometimes I'll ask somebody, hey, if you do XYZ, you're going to make 50 more bucks. So you can either make 50 bucks or you can make manager. Which would you prefer? And I'm telling you, some people say, oh, I'd rather be manager. I'm like, awesome. If somebody tells you that, what's that mean? That means that a promotion means something to them. Maybe, some people might think, well, that's just ego. No, maybe they never got chosen for the team when they were a kid. And it's a big deal that they make manager, y'all. That's a beautiful thing to celebrate. That's why it's beautiful to celebrate binary qualified. It could have taken a lot of guts to just get somebody on the phone to get those people enrolled. Okay, I hope that made sense. The other thing that was on my heart was, if you're going to restart yourself, I want you to make a fresh list. And I want you to make a list of people that's outside your comfort zone. Maybe you've tapped out your warm market already. And maybe you've tapped out the warm market of all your friends and all your family and your aunt and your uncle and your mom and your daughter, you know, your jamma and everybody in between. I want you to stop and get still and think, who do I know that needs help? And think about in your mind, go down your road, think about people who go out to the mailbox with crutches, maybe your apartment complex, maybe you're in a country club and you notice things happening there, whatever, it doesn't matter, whatever your environment is, the gym, the coffee shop. I know somebody who goes to Starbucks literally every single day, 7 days a week, orders the same exact thing, sits in the same exact chair. Literally. Think about the people you see all the time in the places you'd never thought of enrolling people. And then sit yourself where you know they're going to be. And maybe have a little conversation one time. You know, I was just thinking about you and I see you here all the time. And I just wanted to touch base with you. Who are you? I'm Donna. And shake their hand. You might make a new friend. You just never know. So what is your fishing pool? And then go outside your own pool and get in somebody else's pool. I'm not talking about cutthroat stuff. I'm not talking about, oh, I'm going to go over here and do this because such and such is there and I'm going to take their people. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about finding out where your fishing pool is. Where's your next fishing pool? Although there's room. We got 8 million people in Houston. We got plenty of room, people, plenty of room. And then the last thing is, never assume that somebody does not want to build. Never assume that somebody does not want to make money. There might be a matter of timing and maybe they won't want to. But you won't know unless you ask. And also, never put somebody on the inside leg first. Put them on the outside leg unless you are beyond a shadow of a doubt convinced that that person you're talking to is a builder. Unless you know that you know that you know that you know that you know the person you've enrolled is a builder. Don't put somebody on the inside leg first, because if it's 6 months later until they enroll somebody on their other side, that person's all by themselves without any help. If they're just a consumer and they're never going to do anything else, then it may not matter, of course. But what if they're not? What if they want to do something? I actually have that situation right now. I have people underneath somebody who said they wanted to grow and they're not, and their points are at 0 and they're stuck. A manager with no points with people underneath them. I'm like, what the hey? But they're still using the patches. So I can't say, hey, could you close your account so your people become my people so I could actually help them? I'm going to help them anyway, but you understand my point? You get what I'm saying? Okay. All right. Karen had a question earlier, and I know it's a long time since, and I apologize. But Karen, what was your question? Under name, choose profile, and they go, okay. Under name, choose profile, then go all the way to the bottom, change L or right, and toggle back and forth. Correct. Good job, Barbs. Thank you. What do you mean by restarting, Debbie? I'm saying sometimes you need to pause and go, okay, where am I? I'm a manager. I want to become a director. How am I going to do that? Well, that's going to happen by you can start to enroll people to the left and right again, as if you were brand new. Maybe you are a senior director and you're like, oh my gosh, I am 40,000 points away from being an executive director. Oh, I don't know. You take a deep breath, go, well, yeah, let's just start over and pretend like I'm just starting all over. And just start enrolling people again, fresh and new, restart for you and restart for your organization. So they are not being led by somebody who's tired and exhausted and wants to give up, but instead they're being led by somebody who's excited and wants to rock and roll and reach the world with light and income, health plus wealth, right? Does that answer the question with restarting, Miss Debbie? Oh, yes, yes, I know. I've hesitated talking with a few big names and now they're enrolled and on Zooms. That's true. Be brave. Excellent, Jen. I totally agree. Be brave. They're enrolled with others. That's true. I've had the same thing. Gosh. Oh my. Okay. This person who's telling me your left volume is that and your right volume is that. So you need to look at that. I don't know what, can you tell me what rank you are? Just private message me. The one who said your LV is 38 and your other is 143. Listen, I had that with someone today. They have like, I don't know, like 11,000 on one side and they have like 70 on the other side. And they actually need to enroll on that the side that has all the points in order to be a manager. They want to be managers, so they enroll. Why? Because they're going to keep moving. It's easier to keep moving if you have something to keep moving for. And if you have nobody on this other side working this other side, and there's someone there by themselves, why would they ever want to do anything if nobody's being put there? So I encourage them to put them on that other side, even though they're not going to make money this time. They're going to make the $50 with the silver, but they're not going to cycle. They wouldn't cycle anyway, because they only have like 70 points over here. And they got like 11,000 over here. So they're not going to cycle regardless. So it's better to make rank and now restart and let's move forward again. Have waited a bit too long and now reach out more quickly and frequently. Good job. I agree. Please explain inside and outside. Yes. Okay. Okay. Someone else says she means shared and not shared. Does that make sense, Barb's, when you ask, do you understand the inside and outside leg? If I'm under someone inactive, it makes it harder for me to become a manager. No, if someone is inactive, it does not make it more difficult for you to become a manager, because you're actually responsible to personally enroll the 2 or more silvers on the left and 2 or more silvers on the right for you to become a manager. So nobody's in charge of you becoming a manager but you. What will impact you is the cycling. If you're enrolled by someone who's inactive and they're not sending anybody to your left and nobody to your right, and then doggone it, you got no points to work with and no way to cycle because there's no help from above. That's what that means. You're so funny. I did not pay her to do that. Okay. Thank you, Jen. Just need a manager on that weak leg to become director. Okay, now, yes, but the person who said managers just need a manager on the weak leg, and yes, I understand that you want to become a director, and I'm in agreement with that. Because why? Because your rank matters to the person who has enrolled you. You becoming a director is going to impact the person who has enrolled you, because maybe they're going for another rank and you being a director helps their rank. Okay. So that's how that works. That being said, if what you said regarding your points, this many on this side and only this many on this side, you need to bust a move on this other side so that you can start cycling so you can make money. We're all in this business to also earn income. So yes, I want you to become a director. That helps everybody, y'all. Rank is important. But if your rank is happening, if you only have that little bit of points on one side, then you're a minimal, that's a minimal build. Do you understand? You need to build your other leg. Does that make sense? Person who told me that? I'm not going to expose, you're doing private. So I'm just sharing with you. You need to enroll people on that other leg. Become the director, that's fine, but keep moving, keep going, rock it out. I mean, start enrolling. Listen, I don't enroll bronzes. Oh my gosh. I'm like, well, let's just think about it. Why? Because I want them to have the anti-inflammatory and the X39, of course, right? But that being said, if they just cannot, then take that bronze rocket and tell them, okay, fine, but I'm upgrading you in 3 weeks. Just let them know right then that's happening. So you can get them to a silver. So you can get the rest of the points, but start enrolling on that other side. Be encouraged, keep rocking, keep moving. Do not give up. Okay, let me show one other thing and then we'll stop. I know we're at 3:30, but someone's asking about the right and left leg, and I do not want them rolling 31-day PV. Please explain when they go to your leg. Okay, so this is what I understand. And if I'm wrong, y'all can tell me another time. This is what, so every month we're required a certain amount of points. So let's say I have to have at least 110 points every 31 days, okay, to stay active, right? So let's say I have 350 points going up the tree every month. My 110 goes up the tree, but the other points, they roll over. Does that make sense? You're welcome, Diane. Thank you so much. Does that make sense, Lynn? Am I getting that? Someone here who understands the 31-day personal volume, that is what I understand. When you have, if I have my 110 personal volume, but let's say I do a performance volume and I have 156 points every month instead, then that other 46 points, guess what happens to that? That goes over to my other leg in 31 days. That's why you can get more points on your weaker leg, your lesser leg, by not doing anything. If you're enrolling like $900 worth of $100 worth of product every month, you can bet only 110 of that personal volume is going, and all the rest of the points are going onto your weak leg in that 31 days. Does that make sense, Lynn? The only way your leg grows on whichever leg is only when you sign up above a PPC. What is PPC? Are you talking about preferred customer plus? I shouldn't say I don't enroll those. That makes me, anyway. It's not been my experience to enroll a lot of preferred customers at this time. I do prefer to enroll wholesale. And the reason I do that is because I find that there is more benefit to my clients by helping them with the wholesale packs, since they don't have to build unless they want to. Their own monthly shipment every month is their contribution to the wholesale subscription. The only way your leg grows on whichever side is only when you sign someone up that above a PPC, or I do not know what you mean by PPC, unless you're saying preferred. I don't know what PPC is.
Preferred, is that preferred customer? Something customer? I don't have anybody that signed up to be like brand marketer. They're only preferred customers. So there's no legs with that, is there?
No, ma'am. Is there a reason that you've done that, or are you just sending them a link?
I didn't really know how to do that. So I'm learning like the words, to say. And
okay, awesome. You know what? I know that I'll go over a little bit. Hopefully Peter won't shoot us. Okay, so this is what I say. First of all, I usually only show the silver and the gold forms. But the reason I do that is multifold. It isn't just because I don't want to prefer customers. It's not that simple. It's because the wholesale is the same exact thing. The only difference is that you don't get your little 10 little gift every month, which what is that little gift going to do?
Exactly.
Okay. Secondly, you get only like 44 points a month for that. And it doesn't count on your leg to rank. And you only get $20 a month for that. Now, now this is my thing. If you want to build a business, then the way to build a business, say, oh my goodness gracious, I know exactly what you need. We need to get you a silver. That's what I start everyone with. I'm going to start you with 30 days of activating your stem cells, 60 days of addressing your inflammation and the brain balancing to bring some balance inside your world and calm your central nervous system. And then we're going to make sure you get 30 days of that energy enhancer to increase your mitochondria. And then you're going to shut your mouth and you're going to give them a minute to take that in. They're going to say, well, how much is that going to cost? You say, oh my goodness, that's only $2.99 plus shipping and tax. It is the best deal in town. And then your monthly is only $99 plus shipping and tax. And then be quiet.
I just need your recording. Can I use that, please?
You know what? You can get my number. Here's my number, 281 And I'll help you.
You're so sweet.
281 948
Okay,
5642.
okay.
Now, yes, there are. I know, Heidi. Yes, they do get things. I know. Fine.
I mean, whenever you go, when you sign someone up as a wholesale silver package, when you upgrade them, which is the next step, it's real nice to be able to offer with that gold, letting them know that they get a free half sleeve, which equals a supplemental sleeve. So
Correct.
I don't do a lot of the personal customer stuff either. That's a whole different conversation. But I like going silver and then upgrade them to gold and use the right language to let them know that they're getting something for free and it's a wholesale package. Let me help you save money.
Correct. That's
I
very
just
good.
need to know the lingo, you
I
know,
will.
the,
Text me and I'll spend a few minutes on the phone with you. But and
Yes.
I agree with her. And actually, when
I do too.
when I enroll them with the silver, I say right then, and by the way, in 6 weeks, we're going to be upgrading you to a gold and you're going to get 5 support sleeves for the price of 4. And we're going to continue with the anti-inflammatory to keep you on this program of moving forward with your health. And you just tell them, you don't ask them. Okay, Michael had a good point, and then we need to close so Peter didn't get
Thank
mad
you.
for staying over. You're welcome. Also, preferred customers can enroll under another brand partner of their choosing when they enroll as a brand partner. They're free agents essentially. So that is true. Now, I will say that normally speaking, you're supposed to bow out for 6 months before you enroll under someone else. But it is true that that is one way that some people work the system. That's all I'm going to say about that. Okay. Strong leg outside. Why is it listed as an option? Because your back office, if you do not assign left leg or right leg, it'll automatically just go to where the computer has it set. It'll go on an outside leg, whichever leg needs it, I guess, the most. Okay, let me close down at least the recording. Give me 1 second. And then I'll do a few minutes with while we're here on the language, because let me just at least close the recording. Thank you so much, Peter, for allowing me to do this. This has been fun. I'm going to stop the share and close down the stop live stream. Bye, live stream. Thank you so much. It was fun. And then we're going to close the recording. Bye, recording. It was fun.